Hey everyone, my name is Ed, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your Kit Parts radio for the FRC 2025 season. Now I'm making this video on kickoff in 2025, so there is a firmware update that we have to apply to the radio to make it all set. I'll show you how to wire the radio, how to connect to it, and then how to set it up so that you're all set to go this season. Let's get started. Now, there are a lot of ways to actually use this radio. The simplest, I think, for most teams is going to be to set it up to be more or less identical to the old radios that we used to use. This will let us control the robot over Wi-Fi remotely. To do that, there's this little sticker on the bottom. We're going to remove that sticker ever so carefully. I'm going to switch number 3 to on. And that'll put it into 2.4G mode. This is not officially recommended by Vivid Hostings. They recommend you use the 6G mode. If you're watching this video, I think this will be the simplest for you. So to power your radio, I think the easiest thing for you to do is use an existing robot or the robot you're building now and connect your radio to one of these low current headers right here. Those wires route over here. I've got 12 volts right there. On the red, I've got ground on the black, and that'll connect to that 12 volt port right there. So I'll go ahead and wire this up right here. I've got black to negative, and I have red to positive. Give it a little tug. It's not coming loose. So the radio is now powered. If I turn the robot on, as you see the lights light up. I'll now take an Ethernet cable, connect one end to this port labeled driver station, DS, and the other end will connect straight to my laptop. So I got the Ethernet cable plugged in. It's running across my floor, up to my laptop, and I'll hop over to the laptop now and show you how to get this set up. So a question you may have is, why on earth do we have to do a firmware update? Well, it turns out the folks over at Vivid Hosting found an issue, and they've patched it with a firmware update, so we have to go ahead and install this. So I'm on the first community blog page here. I'm going to scroll down and click on, see the firmware. So right here is the firmware release. What you're going to do is you're going to grab this one right here for radios prior to 1.2.0. This is if you are using the radio in your kit of parts and you have not touched it yet, you're going to use this. Go ahead and click on this link right here. That'll start a download. We're also going to highlight this right here. And we're going to click copy. Next, what I want you to do is we need to find the web page to access the radio. So I'm going to go ahead to my start menu. I'm going to type control panel. I'm going to launch control panel. I want you to click on network and internet. Network and sharing center. And we should see an Ethernet connection right here. We'll click on that. Click on details. And right here you see this IPv4 DHPC server. This is the address we want, this 10.0.1.1. Yours might be different. I think it should be this if you're using the radio straight out of the kit parts. I'm going to go over to my web browser, open a new tab, and I'm going to type 10.0.1.1. That is the same address that's right there. And now we're in the web UI for the radio. I want you to go down here to firmware upload. Click on browse, navigate to that downloads folder, and grab that file we downloaded earlier. Now this right here, this checksum, that's this string we copied here earlier. We'll go ahead and paste that right there. I'm going to go ahead and click upload. Scroll down here, I see success. New firmware will be applied now. The radio will reboot. So I'll go ahead and wait for the SYS light to slowly blink and go from there. So the SYS light is the second light right here. If this is the sign with our power wires, SYS is the second light right here. And this took me about a minute for it to finish. You see it slowly blinking right here. We had success on the computer, so we should be all good to go. I'm also going to make sure my Robo Rio is plugged into the port labeled Rio. That is the one immediately next to the wires. And this cable is running from that port over to my RoboRio. Now that that's done, I'd like you to click on this robot radio mode. Go ahead and enter your team number. And give it a password for both your 6G mode and your 2.4G mode. This just means no one else who doesn't know that password can connect to your robot. I'll just do something silly here. We'll go ahead and click configure. Looks like that's been applied. And now, if I go over to my Wi-Fi, I should see a network pop up down here in a moment. We see it right there. I'll go ahead and click connect, enter my password. And I'll go ahead and launch the driver station. This will make sure we actually have a connection to the robot. And it looks like we do, so we should be all set to continue with programming our robot or controlling it as normal. So that's how we both flash the firmware and set up the radio to use at home over 2.4G Wi-Fi. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.